Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and today I'm going to talk about my favorite single eyeshadows. I love single eyeshadows because you're able to mix around the singles to make different palettes that are always inspiring to you. You can also use already existing singles in your collection to dupe new eyeshadow palette releases, and that's something that I do to prevent myself from buying a new release every time it comes out. So I have 16 shadows here in 4 different rows, so I'm going to present them row by row, talk about the brand, the formula, and the color. So the first color that I have is Thank You Next by ColourPop. ColourPop makes some of my favorite single shadows. They're super affordable, and ColourPop often does BYOP or build your own palette sales where you can buy the single shadows and the palette for a reduced price. The worst thing about ColourPop though is that they're always releasing new products, so they often have discontinued products. So if you find a color that you like, I highly suggest buying it because it might be discontinued before you know it. So this is the color Thank You Next. It's a beautiful golden copper. The next color, also by ColourPop, is Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman is a beautiful blue-purple shadow that has a bunch of reflex in it. It looks absolutely stunning on the eyes, and it's one of their newer formulas. My absolute favorite shadow by ColourPop has to be Glass Bowl. Glass Bowl is a duochrome blue and purple shadow with a bit of maroon undertone. The best thing about the shadow is you can put it over different colored bases to bring out the different color reflex in it. I think they discontinued the shadow, but if it's still on their website, I highly recommend picking it up because it's one of my favorite shadows in my collection. And the last shadow in this row is also from ColourPop in the shade Sideline. Sideline is a green duochrome color, and greens are some of my favorite shadows to wear in my eyes. So these are the first 4 shadows in my collection. Another great affordable brand for single shadows is Makeup Geek. Makeup Geek single shadows will run you about $6 a piece, but their duochrome shadows, their foil eyeshadows, are $10. I have a duochrome shade, which is Phantom, and it's a purple duochrome, and it's absolutely stunning on the eyes or is a really cool inner corner highlight. The Makeup Geek formula is super buttery and soft, and their mattes and shimmers are both equally pigmented. The next shadow that I have from Makeup Geek is this beautiful deep green in the shade Venom. From ColourPop is one of my favorite mattes in the shade Paper Tiger. Paper Tiger is a beautiful mustard color, and I love it for the fall to put it all over the lid, but it's also the perfect transition shade for a nice grungy smoky eye or a warm toned eye. The last color in the second row comes from Coastal Scents. Coastal Scents has their Hot Pots or single shadows for $1.99 each, but you can sometimes catch their 99-cent Hot Pot sales. This is the shade New Penny, and it's a beautiful copper color, and it's one of the best shimmers in my collection. Overall, I find the Coastal Sun shadows can be really hit or miss, so definitely read reviews, but their shimmers are pretty good across the board. So that's the second row of shadows. The best matte that I've tried from Coastal Scents has to be the shade Vibrant Red. This is one of the most beautiful and pigmented reds in my collection, not just single shadows, but including my high-end palettes as well. It's super pigmented, and it is a true red color, which I find can sometimes be hard to find. Another shade also from Coastal Scents is the shimmer in Mai Tai. Mai Tai is this beautiful grungy silvery purple, and I find that it pairs really well with cool tone looks, so I always like to bring this out in addition to my cooler tone palettes. Again from ColourPop is the shade Come and Get It. Come and Get It's a beautiful peachy gold duochrome. I love this all over the lid with a single shadow just blended in the crease, and it's absolutely beautiful. You can truly see the duochrome when it's on your eye or just swatched. And another matte from Makeup Geek is the shade Morocco. Morocco is this true rusty orange color, and I love to pair it with warm toned eyes, but I've also worn it completely by itself, blended in the crease and on the lid. I find that the Makeup Geek matte shadows are super pigmented and blendable and don't get patchy, even some of the more unique colors. So that is the third row of shadows. I feel like 2019 was the year of yellow shadows. They appeared a pop of color in most palettes, and thus I was on the hunt for the perfect yellow single shadow. I think that I really found it in the shade from ColourPop in Take Flight. It's a true yellow. It's not chalky, and it's not a pastel, and it's not too golden. It has the perfect undertone, and it's super vibrant. Another matte from ColourPop is the shade IOU. I feel like IOU is my perfect everyday transition color. It's this lovely peach color, and I love to use it, and it's one of my favorite mattes. It pairs perfectly with the yellow that I just showed, but could also be used to be complementary with the Come and Get It Duochrome Shimmer. From Makeup Geek, we have this matte in the shade Hopscotch. I specifically bought this matte after I got the Norvina palette. There's the shade in the Norvina palette, that beautiful sky blue called Soul, but I found that when I applied it on my eyes, it had a gray undertone, so my eye looks all looked muddy and had a gray hint throughout. I bought this because I was looking for a true lavender matte to pair with that palette, and this does not disappoint. Even though it's a pastel shade, I find that it's not chalky at all, and it blends out beautifully on the eye. And the last shade that I have in this palette is in the shade Peachy Copper from Coastal Scents. It basically is what the name says. It's a peachy copper. This is also one of my favorite Coastal Scents shimmers, if you can't see by the giant dent in the pan. And so here are all of I hope you enjoyed this video. One of my goals in 2019 is to increase my single shadow collection because I love having them to rearrange palettes for inspiration and to dupe already existing palettes. If you have a favorite brand for single shadows, I'd love if you let me know down below because I'm definitely interested in trying it. If you like this video, I hope you consider subscribing for new uploads weekly, and I hope to see you back on my channel then. Thanks for watching.